Welcome, guys. This is then episode 5 of the Audio Couple. In episode 5, we'll actually talk more about media. So, all the different kinds of media that we use to consume music. But very specifically, I think today let's talk more about streaming services, because this is what I'm using currently and it's my favorite way of consuming music. And typically, I use Tidal, I use Spotify, and then Google Play Music. And what we'll do is let's just talk a little bit more about each one of these. So when I'm driving or I'm more mobile, I prefer to use Google Play Music. When I'm want to actually listening to music in the evenings and I want to really listen quite attentively, or I need quality reproduction, I prefer to use Tidal. And then when I really want some variety of content, then I prefer to use Spotify. But that's basically it. If we look from a streaming perspective, those are the three different streaming services that I use. So in the mobile space, I think all of them do 320 kilobits per second. So there's not really, in a sense, a discernible quality difference for me. But the moment you start using the desktop apps, that's when you really discern the different quality. And there, Tidal is really on top. Excellent quality that you can get from Tidal. So it's around 1400 kilobits per second that you can get via the streaming app via the laptop, and that's equivalent to CD quality. Then from Spotify, they state 320 kilobits per second, and the same for Google Play Music. But I must say, when it comes to sound quality, I'll put Google Play Music slightly above Spotify. It's just the way I perceive it. It could be wrong, or it could be something in my setup. But even on the desktop version, Google Play is still slightly better than Spotify. But when it comes to content, I would say Spotify is again the number one. Playing back some content from my laptop, so files that I have on my hard drive, there I use JRiver, and I use the latest version of JRiver. The 64-bit version, and there also, I must say, the quality is excellent. I can't really discern between using my CD player and JRiver. The quality is actually quite good. So I also use JRiver to rip some of my CDs or my CDs content, to digitize it, and when I rip it at bit perfect copies of that. What I mean by that is I prefer to use WAV files and at the full quality, so 1400 kilobits per second. Here and there I've also ripped some CDs on FLAC format, which was also quite good. There's not really a big difference that I could perceive between FLAC when I'm ripping FLAC on JRiver, between FLAC and WAV. So when I rip CDs, I prefer it to do it at WAV files, and then the full bandwidth of 1400 kilobits per second. Regarding settings on JRiver, I use actually quite standard settings, but I read up on it every now and then. If they recommend different settings, I try those and see if they actually make a difference. But in general, I must say I keep to the standard settings, and then the quality that I get is quite good. And that's it then for playing back digital content via the laptop. Yeah, so guys, I just want to share with you today that I'm quite excited. I got my loudspeaker grills back because I actually restored them because a couple of years back they actually got damaged when I moved house. So I must just say thank you to Eric for helping me to restore these loudspeaker grills. They look excellent, and really thank you for all the effort that you've put into it to help me to restore them. Eric, it looks excellent. I think it's even better than the original grills that we had. Myself and Teresa really appreciate your efforts when you assisted us to restore those grills. So guys, thanks. This has been us, myself and Teresa, the audio couple. Today we spoke more about media, sources for your audio content. Yeah, so streaming is really the way to go. It's quite convenient. It's easy to find content. It's easy to find more information about the artists, about the different bands. And then just content to actually find new content. And actually there's so some of these streaming providers like Tidal, they actually have embedded some AI in there where they actually recommend some other music to you that's similar to the content that you're listening or consuming, which are actually quite good. I've used it on various occasions, and I found a lot of new artists or artists that I've never knew about, which is actually, or we can also say older artists that we never knew about, that is actually producing excellent recordings and just excellent music. So thank you for Tidal on that. So the AI also makes a big difference in improving your musical content, knowledge, etc., etc. So yeah, and that's it. So Teresa, do you prefer the records if we play records, or do you prefer streaming?
No, streaming's easier.
Streaming easier, yeah. But record playing, do you think it's more romantic? Yeah. So. So maybe I can try and answer for Teresa there. Yeah. So look, there's something special about playing your old record collection, and it brings back always a lot of fun memories, and it's nice to share it with somebody. So if we really feel up to it, we actually pull out the record player. And then we play some of the older records, and it's always quite nostalgic to play a lot of these older records, and sometimes you're actually quite amazed at how good these records were recorded or captured at the time. So also still a very good medium, and if you really want to take it to the extremes, you can achieve very good results from vinyl, or like we used to say, long playing records. But the convenience of streaming is really, just put it into a next level. You can enjoy a lot of music, and it saves you time to change cuts and all of that. But it's also still nostalgic to play some records. But guys, that's us then, the Audio Couple. It was a mouthful all about streaming, but you're welcome to ask me various questions. I didn't go into too much technical detail on each of these, and it wasn't supposed to be a comparison. It's just basically a high level guidance to try and if you really want to or interested in starting to stream music, just some guidance from my side. But it's also a journey, so for me it was I looked at what the media was saying about these different streaming services, but then I actually installed it on my laptop, the desktop versions, and I tried it for myself. And I think I invite you to do that as well. On a lot of these streaming services, you actually get the first 3 months free trial. So trial it and see for yourself which one do you prefer. And all of them are quite good and offer different value propositions. But for me, Tidal on the sound quality was excellent. And that's it, guys. So that's us, the Audio Couple, signing off. Episode 5, media, and especially looking at streaming services. Oh yes, and if you enjoy our videos, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and if you like the videos, give it a thumbs up. But that's then us, guys, and thank you again for the support and making time to watch our videos. Thanks, guys.